Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Watch or Not Hyper Edition, a series where I take Watch or Not videos that I've already filmed and edited, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, couldn't be released on time. So now, instead of spamming out 6 videos and clogging a subscriber feed, I'm just going to condense them all into one simple and quick video. The 6 anime that I'll be covering are Baki, Backstreet Girls, The Master of Ragnarok and Blesser of Einherjar, Happy Sugar Life, Tonegawa Middle Management Blues, and 7 Senses of the Reunion. But before I begin, this is the last Watch or Not of the summer 2018, so start recommending me autumn 2018 videos that I should watch or not, and I'll cover the most requested one next Sunday. But now... First of all, I'm a bit pissed that Netflix hasn't released it over here, so I had to watch it from some other places. But overall, visually it looks stunning, and it has awesome action scenes. Dude blows up a bulletproof glass with his hands, and then proceeds to literally blow out a guy's brains. It seems to be a tournament anime with our main character being a high school kid and his opponents being wanted criminals on the death row who were about to be executed or already were executed and somehow got resurrected. And everybody's just going to Japan to fight each other, I guess. They freaking look like giants. How is he supposed to fight against them? I don't know, because they didn't tell us. But that's why I'm giving it a watch, because I want to watch what happens next. A show so ridiculous that I just had to check it out for myself. 3 Yakuza members get turned into teen idols because they failed their mob boss. It's a gag anime, so it has a lot of jokes in there, but none of them seemed that funny to me, and most of them were actually even mean. They play torture, violence, and slavery off as some kinds of jokes, but they never really come off as jokes. I mean, hitting a person because they look like girls but inside are Yakuza doesn't really make it funny. And since it's a gag show, it doesn't have one overarching storyline, and instead splits one episode into 5 little mini stories, but 4 of them sucked and 1 of them was okay. Not to mention, animation is horrible, Jesus Christ. That's bad, even for my standards. So I'm giving it a not. It's supposed to be a gag anime, but only one main joke here is that Yakuzas are teen idols, and that well runs dry pretty fast. It's an isekai! Teenage main character. Takes place in a medieval world. Harem. Barely any actual story. In essence, it's just in another world with my smartphone, but the main character doesn't have any superpowers. He just has his phone where he has access to Wikipedia, so he can invent stuff, and that's how he rose to power in that world. And then girls started sucking on his. This is a not. Do I even need to explain why? There's just nothing there. Now, this is something that a lot of you wanted me to cover. And, well, in the beginning it starts off pretty weirdly. The main character is a girl who seems to have something off about her, but we don't know exactly what. And then we find out that she has a lover, but that lover turns out to be a very underage kid. So that already kind of started raising some red flags. She started working overtime at her job, which reduced the time that she could spend with her kid, until then when she broke because the manager wouldn't actually pay her for her overtime. Then it turns out that the manager actually had a sex slave in her closet, and yeah, well, I was pretty much going to give it a not until I saw the very end of the episode where something happened that made me completely rethink the entire episode. So I'm giving it a watch. Thanks for recommending me that, because yeah, it's pretty cool. Hell yeah! We get more stuff from the Kaiji universe. This time it's a story about Tonegawa, who was one of his opponents in the first Kaiji series. And in this show he's a tax collector, working for a very wealthy man. And half of the episode is spent on him trying to remember the names of his goons. That's not even a joke. They played off surprisingly well while actually not accomplishing anything. And I'm giving it a watch. But only for me. In essence, it wasn't a really good episode, and if I hadn't been a fan of Kaiji beforehand, then I wouldn't have liked this at all. Objectively, it's pretty boring and doesn't really do anything cool, but then again, I don't care. I could watch him be a human chair for 12 episodes, and I'd hate myself afterwards, but I'd still watch it. Final one, and oh god. Say it with me, it's an isekai. Why are there so many? Though I gotta hand it to it because it doesn't fall under a lot of the tropes. That is, until the time skip. Because in the beginning, instead of 1 OP character, there are 6 small children. But that kinda changes again after the 5-year time skip, where it just becomes Sword Art Online light. A bland main character who doesn't really like working with others and wants to go solo, who is kinda mad against the world and doesn't care about anything. Here he played an early version of the game, and now a newer updated version is released, so he starts from scratch again, but actually he knows everything already. So he's kinda overpowered again. But the thing here is that instead of nerve gear that traps you in the game, one of the 6 children in the beginning was actually killed in the game and died in real life. Wait, how is it different from so... Anyways, 5 years later, he finds her in the game in a treasure chest. I don't know how they could, like, revive her, because her body's probably long gone. But, like, do I even care at this point? Answer is, no I don't, it's a not. But yeah, this is all for this summer. Now recommend me the autumn anime, because I haven't gone on my anime list or any chart or whatever site shows upcoming anime, so I literally have no clue, except that new Sword Art Online anime is coming out or something. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, hit the bell button to see what anime I'll be watching in the future, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.